in space. But that is one concept that the United States, NASA, and the European Space Agency have studied to accomplish that. Another technique is to work in the infrared, the blocking out the light you would do in the visible, but working in the infrared, you have a smaller brightness difference between the star and the planet, and you can use interferometric techniques. You can use the fact that light is a wave, and you can fly coordinated spacecraft that will look at the star essentially from slightly different positions in space, and you can then interfere the light of the star with itself to make the star basically black out, leaving the light of the planet behind. But this actually requires separate spacecraft flying in a coordinated fashion, and that's a very challenging technological mission. The fact that these missions are so difficult and so expensive basically means that no one has the funding to fly those missions now. But there are concepts to achieve some of the goals of those two missions using other techniques. For example, one is to put a big occulting disk out in space, something that might be many tens or hundreds of meters across that would be deployed in space, and then you have a simpler telescope way back much closer to the Earth, and you use that occulting disk that may be thousands of kilometers away as the thing that blocks out the light of the star. So you achieve part of the objectives of that first mission, but don't have to build this very, very complicated telescope. So those are some of the ways we're following up on that. But let me now turn to a mission that is going to launch to Mars in just a week from now. It's scheduled to lift off on November 25th, called the Mars Science Laboratory. Now, this is a mission to fly a rover to Mars. The rover was named in a contest that's called Curiosity. For those of you who have followed Mars exploration, this is a model of the Sojourner rover, which flew to Mars in the mid-1990s. This is something you could carry under your arm. This is a model of the two rovers that are on Mars today, Spirit and Opportunity. This is the size of a small table. You know, that rover would take up this much room here on this platform. This rover, Curiosity, that's going to fly to Mars hopefully next week, is the size of a small car. And it is, in fact, a very capable chemical analytical laboratory that we will be flying to Mars to, again, search for habitability and search for signs of life. Now, let me jump out of PowerPoint and see if we can play streaming in